Hey everyone, the numbers are in for Splash. It's April the 5th, 2023. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Our MLS has just come out with some very, very cool updates, which lets me really dig into charts and data even that much more for you. So in this update, I'm going to give you even more detail than I have in the past. We're going to look at Splash specifically, follow the ghost hands. I got to work on that. This is my virtual office today. I'm going to go through Splash numbers specifically, of course, to show you where the market is. And then anybody who does vacation rentals or is thinking about doing vacation is really going to want to pay attention to the next part. I've run across some very cool software that is going to be very helpful for anybody who currently runs vacation rentals, is thinking about buying one, is thinking about selling one. It's going to be really cool. So let me show you what I've got for you today. So the overall Gulfront market, just buildings built since 2005, because I just want to compare apples to apples, Splash versus the newer condos on the beach. Our number of active listings we know is up, is continued to creep up. January of 2022 was at its lowest point. We've needed some supply in the market. Most of the first half of last year was hard for people, seems like ages ago, but it was hard for people to even find a condo to buy. Now people have more and more choices. The number of sold units is down from this time last year. We were a little over 100. I think it was about 102. We sold 45 condos in March. So we did about half as many transactions, but I don't sweat that too much because we're just working in a different market. That market the last couple of years was a once every 15 or 18 year cycle. We're now back to a normal pace of things in real estate. Wait till you see when we get to this months of inventory what that looks like. Price trends, probably not terribly surprising, but we are moving up a little bit after sliding down from October through about December. We came off on price a little bit. We're starting to move back up again. The asking price to sale price ratio is sitting right now at about 96.6% across the beach. So that's about the kind of negotiating we're seeing happening on average. Of course, back when the market was hotter, it was much closer to 100. Days on market right now is hovering around 70. And it really spiked in February, upwards of almost 150 days, but I think it was a little bit of an outlier. We've been about 67 to 70 days here for the last 6 months or so, which is a very, very normal, healthy real estate market. There are plenty of times when a normal market might be closer to 100 days on the market for something to sell. So still pretty good. And look at what that means when you translate it to months of inventory. Remember, 5 or 6 months of inventory traditionally has represented a neutral market. I sort of think it's 4 or 5 months of inventory now because it doesn't take us 30 days to run ads. I was worried back, if you watched any of these videos before, remember in August, October, we were really moving fast from 0.5, 1 month of inventory to 6 and 7 months of inventory, meaning we would sell out of the entire Gulfront market in 6 or 7 months. We're back down to 3.18. So the pace of sales has picked up really well this year. We're not an overly intense hot market by any means. You can see we're doing about half the number of transactions we were last year. But part of that is we have less supply in the market. We also have we have a little more supply, but we have way less demand than we used to. But we have enough of a balance in supply and demand that we're a little bit in a touch of a seller's market right now. So things are pretty good at the beach and condos. If we look at Splash specifically, the number of active listings is actually down in Splash from where it was. It had peaked in August of 2021. Back in August last year, we had 8, 7 listings for a little while. We're down to 4. Price trends kicked up a little bit. It's not as much data to analyze in one condo project, so that's tough to read. Sales price to list price, about the same. It's a little more negotiating happening in Splash right now than the overall market, about 95% of asking price. Days on market, 107 days here. It looks like it's taking a little longer on average recently to get something sold in Splash than across the rest of the beach. Months of inventory number, though, is still very good. You know, we're hovering around 4 or 5 months of inventory the last few months. It's a very neutral market. You see we spiked a little bit in September, October like we did in the rest of the market, but things have picked up a little bit. Not surprising this time of year, of course. Anybody thinking about a Gulf front condo, using it right away, renting it right away, is very interested in getting something done before the season. So not terribly surprising to see a little pickup there. If we look at the entire first quarter, we only have action on four things. 2 units have closed, both 1 bedroom, 2 baths. One closed for $435,000, one closed for $500,000. 2 units are under contract. Another 1 bedroom, the asking price is $449,000, and it has a sale pending. And one of the 2 twos is asking $599,000, and it has a sale pending there. Now check this out. I'm seriously excited about this and the possibilities for this. It over and over again, when we're working with a buyer, buyers want to, especially anybody who's keyed in on doing any kind of rental income, they always want to know, which unit is renting the best. I'm looking at these 3 units, which one rents the best? I don't think I try to take the time to explain that it's not as simple as that. This owner over here might use the condo a lot. This one over here might not have the greatest property manager, and this one over here might do gangbusters and never use it. So rental income can vary depending on how it's managed and how often it's used. And it's very basic, I know, but plenty of people who are coming into the market, especially new condo buyers, don't quite understand that yet. We still are providing them with any kind of pending, any rental projections that we can get from rental managers. We get as much real data from as many people as we can, but a lot of times that's hard to get a hold of. Rental managers aren't just sharing other people's rental information with us. Some sellers, when they're selling, have good records of what they've done. Some don't. And so look at what we've got now. So if I want to just put in one of the addresses at Splash, let's say I want to put in a 1 bedroom, 2 baths. I'll say 6 guests, since most of them will sleep 6. This property is aggregating a lot of information from VRBO and Airbnb listings, and check out what they've done. They're suggesting that the average rental revenue should be around $54,000, the average daily rate about $238 a night, 62% occupancy rate. These 2 numbers we don't talk to buyers a lot about, but a lot of investors coming from other markets really want to see those numbers. So I try to explain that occupancy rates and average daily rates really varies seasonally, but it's nice to have a nice annual number to talk to them about. Here we also have an estimate of what projected rental revenue might look like going forward, seasonal revenue forecast, so you can know kind of when the money comes in on average. Those of us doing it kind of know this already, but it's nice to be able to show people this. And now check this out. They're aggregating the data from VRBO and Airbnb websites, and look at what we can start to show people. This one had 136 days available, meaning it was only available for rent that many days. So it did this revenue. Here's what the revenue potential is based off of these numbers up here. Could have done maybe 51,000 if it was maximized. Here's one that did 60,000, 290 days available, 71% occupancy rate. And you get the idea. All of this is on a map, which in the condo is not terribly exciting. 27.6, 37.5 rental potential. This one did 30. This one did 21, 38, 62,000 here, 30, 61,000 here, 37, 24, 31. So a couple things to think about how this can be used. For potential buyers, it's fantastic because we can really start to get a cross section of where rents are. We can maybe throw out the ones that are the highest if someone plans on using it a fair amount. But if someone really wants to maximize, they can really see what the potential of these things are by looking at real numbers of what's been done. Even more important, I think, on the selling side, when we're going to market something, over and over again, if I have someone who's kept great documented rental history, rental records for the last 4 or 5 years, and they're good, solid numbers, it's just very easy to sell that unit for a premium because buyers naturally expect that they'll just be able to keep doing the same thing. So now we can show what real revenue, not only revenue potential is, but actual real revenue numbers for some of these units. So even if someone, say, is selling a 1 bedroom, 2 bath and only did 24,000 last year, we can still show that possibly the same floor plan is done 62, 61,000, 37,000, 30,000, 21, 38, 60,000 again. So people can make their own decisions to see, okay, well, maybe we're not going to maximize it. We're going to get all the way to 60, but we're only going to use it a handful of times. So we can start to really gauge and see what the real revenue potential is instead of just one report from what one owner did last year. This is really, really huge. I think the two things I think will really make a difference in selling and selling for a higher price this year on any condo, much less splash, using a program like this to show even more revenue potential for people, not only potential, but actual real numbers. And then also video. Video has been a game changer for us. I've been doing video like this for a number of years, really at the beginning of last year in earnest to do highly produced video, not just someone walking through and taking a camera and videoing a unit, but me actually narrating and talking about the benefits of a unit, talking about the benefits of splash, why it's on the far west end, it's close to 30A, it's close to some stretches of beach that are less busy. It's still close to Pier Park, easy to get to the airport. All those intangibles that you can't always write in an MLS description or talk about. So if you're thinking about selling or know someone thinking about selling, make sure they're keyed in on some of these extra things. You know, you have to, professional photos should be an absolute. Professional videography anymore, narrating around, I think is becoming the baseline anymore. And then something like this that can really help the argument for why we're asking such a high price for something when we've got all this data to show. So anyway, I'm really excited about that. That's just scratching the surface. I'm going to show you more and more over the coming months of what we can do with that. But I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, short version, we have a very, very healthy real estate market in the condo market right now. So I hope this helps. Reach out anytime. Again, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. My cell number, direct number is 850-527-0221. Feel free to call or text. Happy to talk with you anytime. Thanks for watching.